Okay, one of the things that people ask us when they start getting involved and they start to understand what we do and what our strategies are is they go, "Well, what services do you guys offer? What do you provide? What can I buy? What can I get involved in that's going to really help me get what I want and get me where I want to go?" And so with each one of our strategies, we basically offer two different components or two different parts to it. The first part is education, and the second part is the actual trading subscription, where I tell you exactly what to buy and sell and really hold your hand and go through all the reasons we're doing it and all the research and really get into the details on that individual trade. So let's talk about the education part of it first. A lot of the times people go, "Hey, education, I don't have time for that. I want to get rich right away. So why don't I just get your service and find out what you're buying and what you're selling, and let me just do that." Well, when it comes to education, there's two really important quotes that I heard over the years that really stuck with me. The first one is by Warren Buffett. And Warren Buffett said, "Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing." And I absolutely love that quote. He's widely celebrated as being the most successful investor in history. There's some good reasons for that. He has made mistakes like any investor, but boy, he hasn't made too many, and he's amassed an incredible fortune. And the way that Warren's done it is he really figures out what's going on with a market or an instrument or an asset, and then he proceeds. And I suggest you do the same thing. This isn't education, isn't going to be long and boring and drawn out. I try and make it interesting. I try and make it to the point, and I try and make it relevant to you. So the other quote that I really like about education came from Derek Bach, who's the former president of Harvard. And he said, "If you think education is expensive, try ignorance." And nowhere are those words more true than in the financial markets. If you don't know what you're doing in the financial markets, you can lose the equivalent of an entire education in one day or one week. And so it's really important to know what to do, and it's really important, maybe even more important, to know what not to do. And some simple things that you can do to protect yourself that I'm absolutely shocked that hardly anybody does. So a lot of the time I'll talk to people and I'll say, "Hey, listen, you've got a pretty substantial stock portfolio, right, with your 401k and everything, and the way the market's gone up so much." And they go, "Oh, yeah, yeah, I'm doing really well." And I go, and also you have like insurance on your house, right? "Oh, of course, I wouldn't be without it." And you have insurance on your car, right? "Oh yeah, I wouldn't be without it." But you don't have any insurance on your portfolio. And they go, "What the heck are you talking about?" I cannot believe that nobody has ever told anybody how to set stops, how to do trailing stops, how to do automatic exits, how to create hedges, how to do all the things that it takes to protect a portfolio when it's such a huge part of their life and their future. I mean, that could be their entire retirement, and nobody's talked to them about how to protect that. That's education. So the second part of what we do is the actual trades and actually getting in there. And when I present a new trade, do all the research, look in it, forwards, backwards, sideways. With the microcap companies, I even get in and I talk to management. I get to know them. I get on an airplane. I go see their operation. I want to know, is the guy operating out of his, extra bedroom, or do they have a real company? What's behind it? Take a look at their debt structure. I take a look at their stock structure. And on the options positions, I tell you about all the different potentials, what could happen, how to protect ourselves on the downside, and when to get out on the upside. So that's essentially what we do. Is we have really comprehensive education we put a lot of time and effort into, and I try and make it interesting and fun. And we have the actual trading. We actually get in there and I hold your hand. We get in there and we make some money together. And by the way, every single thing that I recommend, I've got my own money in. And in most cases, like in the micro caps, I've got far more money than any of our investors. I mean, I put a lot into these deals because I believe in them. So I hope you found that helpful, and I hope we have a chance to make some money together.